I'm Pern.
And I'm Dave.
Welcome to the show, where we talk about everything from movies, music, sports, and TV.
And stories from the rest of our lives.
Things we don't talk about are politics and religion.
And this is how we all stay friends.
Okay, let's talk. So I'm a little wound up right now.
I can imagine.
I'm having work issues, and it'll all work out. It'll all be fine.
Right.
I'm just very stressed and frustrated with work right now.
Right.
And it's not my work environment. Like,
right.
I love my job.
Right.
I love my job.
You are hurting cats with collecting money. It is an issue, and I understand that.
So the ice rink that I work at, right. I'm the adult league commissioner, and I take care of 31 teams that play hockey, adult league hockey. All grown adults. All grown adults. You have to be 18 plus. You are a legal adult playing an adult league.
Right.
So we have just started our new spring-summer season, and we've got new software for scorekeepers to be scorekeeping for more accuracy and all this stuff. And I've had to learn that system and upload schedules and rosters and teams and all this. And then I also take care of collecting the money from all the teams, make sure everybody's paid up to get started and everything and all this stuff.
Right.
So I was approached by one of the team captains and basically told that they weren't going to pay their outstanding balance that was still due on their league fees.
Right.
When the other 30 teams have all paid for their league fees and had no problems doing it. And believe me, I was wound up. I sent a very lengthy email to the captain and his team, which he did not like. And he then said, I was going behind his back and that I was being slimy about it. And I'm like, well, first of all, I CC'd him on the email. I wasn't behind his back. I was letting his team know that they still owed us money.
Right.
My issue is I get so frustrated and tired of people spinning it around like I'm the bad guy.
It's a business.
And yes, I'm put in a position at my business to make the adult league run, collect the money, take care of them, get them on the ice, get them going. I book the ice slots for them. I do all of that stuff.
Right. I
bend over backwards for them, for scheduling, for all of this stuff. And so to have someone
as best you can,
the best that I can, I try to be present. So when players have issues, they can come talk to me.
Right.
I'm there. I'm in the lobby. I'm around the rink. I've always had an open door policy. Come and talk to me. I'm a very open person to talk to.
And I know that.
So and I'm the nice guy. I'll say it. I'm the nice guy. I hate having to suspend guys when they do stupid shit on the ice, and then it goes to USA Hockey and they get suspended, and then I have to issue the suspension. I feel like crap when I have to suspend people. Because it looks like it
comes from you personally.
Right. Exactly. When it's their own doing, it was their own stupid shit that they did.
There are
that
rules
they broke
in place,
but I'm the bad guy that has to enforce them.
Right.
And I'm just like, I don't understand that mentality.
Look, it's just like if Toronto decided they didn't want to be in the NHL anymore and they just turned around and said, well, we're threatening to go to the AHL. Just because.
After all the years.
After
that.
Do
you think Brendan Shanahan, the
GM
would do that? Do you think he would take that? I don't think he would. I think Toronto's on the cusp of finally making a Stanley Cup run. So I don't know if
it might be. Well, they all kind of come around. It's all
eventually. And Austin Matthews right now is scoring goals crazy, which is insane. So anyway, we're going off on a tangent.
Right.
So I just don't like being put in the situation where I'm the bad guy for doing my job.
Right.
When it's not mine, but other people will spin it, so it's not on them, even though they were the one. It was their responsibility, and they dropped the ball. But here, we're going to come back and blame me, even though I gave everyone ample time. You would think 2.5 months to collect money from your team to pay adult league fees would be a decent amount of time. 2.5 months.
Right.
It's not like I emailed them on Monday and said, "Hey, the money's due this Friday."
By the way. Before you can come in again.
Exactly. You got to pay by Friday.
Right. No, you pay all this money.
When you give them 5 weeks notice to when the money is due, and then it still gets past due and it goes 2.5 months and they still can't get it together.
Right.
I'm sorry. That's what planet are you living on that you can't get your shit together in 2.5 months?
Yeah.
2.5 months.
There are a lot of responsibilities around the world or all across this whole little spectrum of stuff that needs to get done. Car payments, mortgage payments. You don't get to just not
tell me about
pay.
it. I've got a mortgage payment. I've got 3 kids. I've got a family that I have to deal with too.
And this is part of a responsibility that if you want a team in the league, you got to pay. And you got to pay the amount. You don't get to just pick and choose what amount.
Right. The league fees did increase.
It's that amount
was from the beginning. Regardless. That was known. Everybody accepted that. It was never an issue. And then till it's finally the money's past due, then it all of a sudden is becoming an issue. Well, that's not an argument. That holds no water. You've got to be kidding me. Right. So I'm just tired of being blamed for being the bad guy because I get so much. I do get praise, not trying to pat myself on the back, but from so many people that come and say, Pern, you run a great league, one of the best leagues in Northern Virginia, because I do shit by the book. Right. I was raised by a police officer. I was raised by a family of cops. Things are the rules are the rules. These are the rules. We all agree to it when we go into these teams.
Absolutely. It's not like we should get preferential treatment or if there's any kind of circumventing whatever. It's not like if there are penalties to be handed down, you can't just turn around and go, well, I don't want to be a part of that penalty system.
Like, what if I went into one of the adult league games and I just said, you know what, guys, there's no offsides or icing tonight.
Right.
That's like telling you, let's go out for a drive and let's not pay attention to the traffic lights.
Or maybe they don't. You don't have any refs for that game.
Yeah,
and you turn around and not support the
exactly.
refs, right?
So we don't have refs, but we're still going to play the game.
But go ahead and play it and just police yourselves because that's how this is going to go.
Exactly. Yeah, so I get tired that like if you are buying in to wanting to be a part of this.
You buy into it.
These are the rules that we're going by. And if you have a problem not being able to collect money in a 9-week span or whatever it was from 15 players on your team, I've captained 2 teams at a time in the past and I've had no problems. And my guys pay me the money immediately. The other 30 teams in the league have all paid their league fees and their dues, and because they're all grown adults and they know what to do. And
it's going to happen every season. You're going to have to pay winter and fall. Yeah. I mean, winter and spring. You're going to have to pay. It's coming up. It's coming up. If you want to keep going, the amount's the amount.
Right. And it's going to be like, and if I have to do it now, I'll tell the captains now, okay, league fees are going to be due on August 15th, for the fall winter. So here's your, 8-month notice, Jesus.
From one rink to another, you could hit 3 other rinks. And there are a lot of other places to play. And if there is that type of issue and you don't feel that this is the rink for you, I mean, there are other places to go.
True.
I'm not advocating that.
And I don't want money to go walking out the door. I want to retain everybody.
Agreed.
But you know what? If the league fees are too much of an issue and that's cost too much, well, there's other rinks that charge a hell of a lot more and there's rinks that charge a lot less, but you're going to pay for what you get at those shitholes.
Right. So, you're getting what you're getting. And there are there's some rinks that the facilities are just so, night and day compared to other places.
Right.
And then,
are we talking about Ion right now?
Ion.
Oh, sorry. Did I say that?
What's the one
Ion International Training
near
Center?
Prince William?
Oh, what is the
I remember that one having an issue where that rink most of the dressing was outside. Because they just didn't have the facilities didn't have the facilities for it, but they upgraded. But they upgraded because the money was there because people stayed there. But I do believe that their facilities have upgraded. But again, you run the risk of that. I mean, that's just how it is. And
anyway, so just a small rant. I don't like being put in a place where I feel like I'm the bad guy when I'm just doing my job.
Right. But you're there because you're the face. Unfortunately, you're right there in the front of it.
And it's super shitty that people, they think that, that they're right. And I'm like, no, you're wrong. You're dead wrong. Well, and because I'm
all you can do is point to the rules, and they signed off on the rules by having a team.
Right, but then they still try to spin it around like it's still not their fault because God forbid. And believe me, if I ever screw something up, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I have no whatever. There's How
many times have we not been right on this?
Oh my gosh, on so many quotes and so much crap.
in.
And I've even told my boss at work, I'm like, if I screw something up, I'm sorry, and I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not going to try to hide it or sweep it under the carpet or, oh God, I hope nobody catches that. Dude,
can't know everything.
I've screwed stuff up and I've literally gone to my boss and said, yep, you know what? I just pulled the ZAM off and I hit the threshold and, with the ZAM when I came off the ice. And he said to me, he goes, wow, I appreciate you coming and telling me that because most people wouldn't come and admit to it. I'm like, well, you know what?
They wait for it to find it, right?
Right. Which is then a whole whatever.
Well, again.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've complained enough. Let's get on with that. I just had to get that off my chest because it was really, I'm really not an asshole, but I can be, and I get pushed to these limits where I just get to the point where I'm like, I fucking don't care. And I get so pissed off. And believe me, last night when I was driving home, it was one of those nights I was pissed off. So I've come down. It's
what people think they can get away with because people are genuinely
feel entitled.
Nice. But then there's that too, right? People are genuinely nice and people will walk on that.
Yes.
Walk all over you because of it.
Well,
so unfortunately, when you try to dial it back or follow the rules to the T, then you start looking like you're the dick.
Yeah. I was pushed to my limits last night. It was definitely like a falling down moment. I was like, I was about to be,
yeah, I get
not Kirk Douglas. Who was that in Falling Down where he went nuts?
Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. Yeah.
Nice try.
Michael. I had the Douglas.
You were there. You were there.
Yeah,
you were in the right
I was literally like, I was roughly, in the ballpark. I was just ready
Charlie
to snap.
Sheen.
I was like, Charlie Sheen. Yeah. Emilio Estevez.
You were
what?
close.
No, man. Now I'm not even in the same sport.
Oh, that's true. Right. Exactly.
Anyway. So, moving on.
Yes.
You went to a play this week.
It was an interesting feel-good night of watching my
well, I could have used that, so
niece.
I wish you'd invited me.
Okay.
So go for it. Okay.
Granted,
tell me.
I am not one for plays or anything like that. So this actually was
you don't like reading movies either.
Well, this was very artistic and very interpretive. So I was a little worried. But it turns out that these kids at the high school, Woodgrove High School, they have a interpretive adaptation to the Alice in Wonderland play that they did.
Nice.
It was in a very small venue. So like if you think of regular auditoriums, this thing was small. Like I would have to say living room size about. But it was like 3 stories tall, but it was that small. And I think they called it the black box. It was painted all black, right? But you were right on top of the actors. Meaning you were on,
so
there was only
close.
2 rows of people on one side and 2 rows on the other, but they were small. So it was, I would say maybe 30 people that they sold tickets
so the fourth wall was like right there.
Oh, you were
on it.
Like, you were in the middle of it. Gotcha. Now you didn't get to participate on, that'd have been fun.
Yeah.
But they were right there, like right in front of you. And everything was like all the banging and everything. It was right there in front of you. It wasn't like up on a stage a distance away from you. But they did a great job. It was a musical-ish kind of thing where there was music in between.
Wonderland.
Yes. But it was an interpretation of how a child named Alice embedded herself into the Alice of Wonderland to escape the actual horrors of World War II.
Oh, okay. That's a nice little twist.
Yeah. So basically,
kind of sounds like Poor Things. Maybe you should. No,
is that kind of what
kidding. It was nothing like Poor Things.
Jeez. But it was great. I mean, they did a great job. The singing was great. My niece did really well. She actually played the Cheshire Cat character. And her character was in both reality and also in the Wonderland thing. Cool. So it was kind of a neat little concept.
Little double role.
Yeah, and everybody had those roles where there was a specific person who was the rabbit. There was a specific person who was the Hatter. And the Mad Hatter character, actually, he was post-traumatic stress syndrome in reality. And then when he got into Wonderland, his character was actually the Mad Hatter. So it definitely had that type of feel to it where they were representing the characters that represented themselves in Wonderland. Oh, okay. It was an interesting little feel. And
is it still showing or was it just last weekend?
It was 2 days. So it was Friday, Saturday.
I kind of want to see that now.
Well, Saturday it was sold out. Friday, I believe, was sold out, but it was so small. Like the theater was so small, but they did a great job pulling it off. And they had, you could tell that there were certain moments that seemed like, was that supposed to happen? And they kind of just went with it. Like one of the nurses who was playing in the reality had a really long dress on, and she climbed up the stairs to the balcony area, which was a stretch. It went all the way from one side to the other and curled around the other end. And she was up there because she was being dramatic down onto the people, the reality of the people. Right?
Did she trip on a vacuum?
No, she came back. Call back. No, what happened was that she was coming down the stairs and her dress got caught on the step. So she got 3 steps down and got stopped.
Right. Like,
and then
I can't.
The character who was playing the doctor shot over and
just unhooked her.
Gotcha. And it would have gone unnoticed, and it did because she kind of came down. I only saw it because I was on the side where I could actually see what actually happened. But as the action was going on the lower level, you wouldn't have really noticed. But it was stuff like that, and
right.
little things that you kind of were like,
which happen in live performances.
Oh my gosh, it just happens, right? Yeah. Or a placement of a prop that needed to be moved because it was in the way of the action. Yeah, and then it just got placed because that's where it was. It was very cool, and they did a great job, and they pulled it off. I didn't get to see the second night. Rennie, who was the niece, she, niece and nephew. Is that how it is? I don't know if they're mine because Dana is Lisa's.
I don't know if they're yours.
No, I don't know if I consider it my niece and nephew because they're not.
I got
you know what I mean?
Yes,
don't know how that is.
I do. But for the listener, I don't know.
Yeah, grammatically, if that's true.
But
I
understand that.
Yeah. Anyway, the niece, she did really well. But she said she was super nervous, but I would hope that she had gotten it pulled together and not as nervous in the second one because the first one she did really well. But this was a different type of thing that
the
she
more
was
you
a
do
part
it, the
of.
more you get
exactly
used to.
Right.
So,
yeah. And then being in front of it. But yeah, she had a ton of people coming up to her, congratulating her. And it happened to be her birthday that day, which was kind of neat too, which was kind of awesome. So yeah. So she got to
happy birthday, Rennie.
Yes. Happy birthday. And yeah, definitely. So that's kind of a cool thing.
Very cool.
Yeah. It was interesting. And again, I'm not one to, plays or anything like that. Reading and plays, it seems to be.
Could you imagine if they did subtitles and plays?
Oh, sweet mother! Or if I had to read anything from the script that was going on,
that would be your nightmare.
Or a program or anything like that.
I'm done with this.
I'd be asleep because whenever I read, I fall asleep. So yeah, it'd be no.
Yeah,
I wouldn't get to see any of it. I wouldn't understand any of it.
Gotcha. So movies. Speaking of movies,
yes.
From plays to movies.
Plays to movies. Why not?
So. I saw this actually a couple weeks ago, and
I was wondering if you were going to have anything to do now that you're past your Grammy or Oscar watching.
Oh my gosh,
movies.
Tell me about it, right?
No, you had no homework.
I had a friend. Oh, actually, yeah. Shout out to my friend Joanne in Texas. She did make a comment. She said, "Thanks you for saving me the time of not having to watch Killers of the Flower Moon."
That was her.
So,
that was her because she also referenced one of the podcasts where my dogs were going crazy.
Oh,
that was her.
I didn't see that comment.
Yeah, she said that there were mobile vets, which yes, we're looking into that. Actually. So I appreciate that, and we do read the comments once in a while. But
we do.
We will get to some of that better and comment in the actual comments section.
So this movie that it's now been shelved, it'll never be released, and I'm kind of really want to see it.
Can I guess what it is?
Sure.
Is it Coyote versus Acme?
Coyote versus Acme. It is. Because I saw the comment from, was it Will Forte? Is that who's in it?
Yes.
Yeah. Who he saw the screening of it and he was like, it's really good.
Wow.
And Warner Brothers,
they shelved it.
They're shelving it.
They've already done it.
It was $100 million they spent on this movie.
Yeah, because all the animation.
Right, because it's kind of like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit animation, real life
which,
kind of
again, should be something they do, I believe.
Which wasn't Space Jam like that too? It was like, but it was more animation, but then with actors
embedded into it, right?
Yeah, Michael
both
Jordan
of
and all
them.
that. Yeah, both of them, and then LeBron James. Yeah. So anyway, so it's that type of like, I guess more Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's like live action with animated characters in it, but they're all Looney Tunes characters,
right?
And isn't one of them like is it Wile E. Coyote's on trial or something like that?
Well, he's suing Acme for their issues with the product,
right? And it's supposed to be.
I believe that was
really
the premise,
funny.
but we didn't really get any of that because they didn't do any promotion either. So
right,
the
we
only
never
thing
saw a
I've
trailer.
ever seen
I've only seen the couple, the little tidbits.
Yes, the screenshots that they have where they say, they've shelved it. we didn't get to see any of it either.
$100 million.
It's almost like they need to pull a Deadpool.
Shelved it.
They need to do a Deadpool where they accidentally release some of the footage so that it gets released.
Right. So some people, and I'm sure like on like the Comic-Con circuit, there's like, bootleg cop. There's somebody's made a copy of it somewhere.
I don't know.
There's got to be.
With it being that kind of thing, I don't know if they would have, because half of the effects wouldn't be in it.
True. And it could be, where it's unfinished but people
live
know
people talking to nothing.
People who, but so I was actually kind of disappointed when I saw that got shelved, and that basically that Warner Brothers is just taking the $100 million loss as a tax write-off,
just writing it off. Yeah,
saying,
and they
nope, we're shelving it. You'll never see it, and that's it. And I'm just like, out of all the crappy movies that get released, it just blows my mind.
I have a list. Believe me, I have a list.
Right?
And how some of them get greenlit. To be honest with you,
the one off the top of my head was a couple years ago. Was it Jupiter Rising or Jupiter something like that? I'm like, even all the
three
trailer.
Of them. They had three of them.
Two
or three. I think they did.
No.
It was a trilogy.
We're talking about a different movie then. Because this Jupiter Ascending, I think was what it was called. No, it was just one movie. But anyway, the trailer looked like shit. They went and did I forget how many months of reshoots because it was testing horrible
story.
And the movie came out and it still flopped because it was a big piece of shit. And I'm like, how does a movie like that get still money after money after money tossed into it, reshoots, and then gets put out there and they know it's going to fail? Right. And then there's this movie that sounds really funny and it's Looney Tunes characters and the whole and it's Coyote versus Acme and and then the $100 million they shoot it. No actor goes into making that movie, or anybody on that crew goes into that going, man, I really hope they shelve this one. Or
God, I can't believe they're going to show this.
Let me just not put as much work into it because they're just going to shelve it anyway. I'm just going to
half-ass it, so I guess.
No, they don't, because all the actors even said I guess it was Will Forte made a comment that he talked to some of the other actors that were in it that hadn't seen the clips and stuff from it that he got to see, and he was like, guys, this was really good. You guys, everybody did a great job. It's really funny. It should be seen. And now it's just it's going to be one of those urban legends. Will we ever? Well, I mean, not that big of a deal, obviously, but it's disappointing.
It is disappointing that other pieces of crap actually get put out there.
Yes,
I don't know if you knew this, but Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Did you hear about that one?
No,
it's a horror movie where they use
Friday Night at Freddy's or whatever.
Yes, but it's Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, because the characters
on
all
a murder rampage.
Yeah, but it's Winnie. It's the bear. It's
Which
Winnie the Pooh. It's not like a real bear.
It sounds kind of funny.
Well, hey, it didn't do very well. It tanked.
Oh, did it actually come out?
It already came out.
Oh, I didn't.
That's been out because coming up this summer on the list of things that I looked up
is Eeyore's Revenge.
No, it's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2.
What?
Yes, I don't even know why, but I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Yes, someone greenlit a second one.
And the first
Eeyore's Revenge would have been better, but I don't know if
let's write Eeyore's Revenge. We're going to start writing that after the podcast night. We're going to sit down. We're going to map it out. Eeyore's Revenge.
Well, if anything, you may hear that as a sponsor.
Oh no! I guess I'm going to have to kill somebody today. Who's it going to be?
I'm just going to use my tail.
Piglet's really getting on my nerves.
I can't even come up with anything right now.
I know.
It's just crazy. I mean, again, I understand the push to use these characters because they came out from under rights. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of forced, right?
That is.
I think there's even a Mickey Mouse one that's kind of
right. I think I heard
horror movie one. Too. They all seem to be horror movies because of the characters.
So another movie that is coming out that is long, way overdue, in my opinion, is they're finally making the sequel to This Is Spinal Tap.
I heard about this. They just turned 40. I was going to bring this up.
Right. And I've got a still picture.
Yes.
That I sent to a mutual friend of ours, my friend Mark.
Right.
It was, the caption is, hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Give me a second. It was, turn it up to 11 because they started filming the sequel to This Is Spinal Tap. What's funnier than chaotic musicians on the road? Chaotic over the hill musicians on the road. And it's the picture of the three of them. And it literally looks like look how old they look.
Oh my.
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
That's
right.
Just like,
do you think some of that's like put on that they're that old, or they
no?
do really
I
look
think
that old?
Christopher Guest Christopher Guest still looks actually not old at all.
Yeah, I
Michael
think some
McKean
of it is
maybe
kind of pushed that way.
But then this gets into my next question.
That's pretty good.
Is Harry Shearer, who plays Derek Smalls, the bass player?
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was dead.
No,
I thought Harry Shearer passed away because he does like a ton of voices on The Simpsons. And I thought Harry Shearer had passed away.
No.
And I saw the picture and I'm like, is
that a replacement?
I thought we lost
Is that
Harry.
a look-alike?
So I went and looked because we joked about doing the Dead or Alive segment.
Yes.
And I went and looked it up. I'm like, no, he's still alive and doing fine. And I was just like, I would have put money that Harry Shearer had passed away because I swear I thought I'd heard like a year or two ago that did he just stop doing The Simpsons? Is he still voicing The Simpsons?
I almost think he is still doing the voices.
Okay. I don't know.
Think they get out from under that. I mean, how successful is that? Why would you even think about leaving
work
that?
on The Simpsons? Right.
Any
Why
kind of
would
voice
you,
work
if
at
got
all,
that job,
if it's still going?
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, look at how many times revived Family Guy came about.
Yeah.
I mean, geez. And then Futurama, same scenario. I mean, they're getting revived every which way. So it's voice work, man. It's if you're in it, I mean, there's a possibility it could go for ages.
Yeah, voice work. Yeah, definitely.
Pretty good.
So
paycheck.
anyway, I thought Harry Shearer was dead. He's not. He's doing well, and they're shooting This is Spinal Tap 2 or the sequel or whatever they're going to call it. But I'm definitely, I used to be a full-time musician. I loved Spinal Tap. Any musician out there who's then seen Spinal Tap can go, yeah, that shit actually happens. That's the stuff. You can't find your way to the stage. You can't, it's just insane, how accurate
Remember
that
where you
movie
are.
was. That a mock, and it was, and This is Spinal Tap was like one of the first mockumentaries that, came out and was like, it's like a documentary, but it's all fake. It's all, and like, wait a second, is this real? Or like,
right.
So, which is why it was so great and in its time. So I'm very happy to go see This is Spinal Tap 2, if that's what they call it or whatever, when it comes out. But speaking of other people, so I asked Dave, I said, with me thinking Harry Shearer was dead, is there anybody that you know of that maybe can you quiz me? Do you have something?
I have
for
a couple.
Me? And, like,
I have a couple. If you have one,
yeah.
I have a couple.
Well,
here.
Harry Shearer was just the one I was
That's
making the
just
comment
the
on.
one
So if you got a couple, hit me.
I do.
And I'll tell you if I think they're dead or alive.
If you think they're dead or alive. Okay, I have one. Here you go. You ready? Chubby Checker. He does the twist, the
I
singer
know. Come
from
on,
the twist.
baby. He does the twist.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Come on, baby.
yeah.
I
Dead
mean,
or alive?
I'm thinking dead, but he's probably still alive.
He's still alive.
He is still alive.
He is still alive.
For some reason, he was. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I have another one. You want another one?
Yeah, hit me.
Okay, here we go. Suzanne Summers.
Oh, she died.
Ah, damn it! You already knew that.
She
one.
died. I knew Suzanne Summers died.
Okay. How about Dick Van Dyke?
Died.
No.
What?
He's still freaking alive.
Oh my gosh.
In fact, I think he did.
How old is he? Like 96?
I think he's actually in the remake of Mary Poppins that they had just recently.
Oh.
I think he played like a throwback character.
Man, I would have thought. Maybe I was thinking of Dick Patton.
Oh, Dick Van Patten. Yeah.
Dick Van Patten.
Yeah, I think
Dick Van Dyke. Do you think we would have noticed they switched? Do you think?
Do you think?
That's an old Wayne's World throwback. We're just two chimps on a Davenport. Yep.
I got one more.
Okay, one more.
Well, what's yours?
No, I just said that.
That was Harry Shearer. That was the one.
I thought he was.
Okay. So, I do have another one.
Okay, so what's your last one?
Okay, I don't know if by his name you would know who it is. John Astin.
John Astin.
He played the original Gomez Adams.
Yeah, with Sean Astin's dad.
Okay.
Dead.
Nope. He is alive.
And how old is he?
Still alive. He's got to be like 86. I think he's 86.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that.
Well,
Okay.
geez,
what about
so, like,
hold on. I got one for you. I'm trying to think.
Go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Never mind. I don't have it. Okay. I'll just cut that.
Okay.
I'll edit that. Don't worry.
Don't edit that. That's funny.
I just totally drew a blank.
Don't edit that. This is how it works.
I know his son's name. Oh, okay. Jerry Stiller.
Oh, Ben Stiller.
Yeah. Ben Stiller's his son. Jerry Stiller. Dead or alive? His dad.
He's passed away.
Yes, he passed away.
Yeah.
Jerry Stiller is dead.
There we go.
So, okay, enough dead and alive people. We've been talking about a lot of death, like Eeyore killing
I'm telling
Piglet
you right now, my Reddit is constantly filled now. And I don't know if it's just because of the reporting and everything, but I'm constantly getting notifications on, just by regular reports from the entertainment world of just anyone passing away. And it seems to be more and more in the 50s and 60s range.
Oh, speaking of somebody, okay, I'm going to show you another picture real quick. Hold on. Okay. I came across this picture the other day.
Uh-oh.
And speaking of somebody who you would think would be dead by now, but he's not dead.
Oh my gosh. Is it someone we actually know?
No, we've never personally.
Oh,
I used to hang with him all the time back in the day. I don't know about you. But it's Billy Idol.
Oh gosh. Yeah,
I found this picture of Billy Idol. Yes, he's alive.
But he probably looks dead.
This picture I found, I'm about to show it to you.
Right.
It looks like someone's wearing a Billy Idol Halloween mask.
Oh my God.
And
the Billy Idol skin. Why is it stretched so tightly?
I don't know. It looks like somebody is wearing a Billy Idol Halloween
because
mask.
His eyes are so sunk in. It looks like those are eyes behind it, like they would in a mask. Like they're a layer behind
eyes behind his face? Wasn't that one of his songs?
Eyes without a face.
Eyes without a face.
Nice going. That's good.
This picture, maybe I'll use this picture when we post this podcast.
Because, that might be
so people can then see it and see what we're talking about. Because he looks like someone wearing a Billy Idol Halloween mask.
Well, okay, you remember what was the one that he was in, The Wedding Singer, and he was on the plane. Mm-hmm. I thought he looked made up then.
Yeah, like and that was 20-some years ago.
Because they were trying to get him to look like he did when in the 80s, because it was an 80s movie. Like it was supposed to be in the 80s.
Right, he was supposed to still be younger.
Yeah, because
he was already old.
Flock of Seagulls haircut. And all that other stuff.
I love Flock of Seagulls. I couldn't tell.
I couldn't tell. Really? But you know what I mean? Because it seemed like, yes, even then, it seemed like there was a bit of skin pulling going on with that one.
Yeah. So anyway,
so would you get work done? Would you get work done?
Oh God, no. I feel that everyone, like even actors in Hollywood, and I know there's a lot of pressure on actors to look younger and stuff like that, but I'm all about just age gracefully.
Right. I can't believe in the age where Keith Richards is still going that would be a thing for musicians. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, because obviously Billy Idol's had work done, but
right.
But I mean, there's some musicians that no, they just haven't. They're just
it doesn't seem to need to be when you're a musician that has to happen. Whereas
it's more forgiving, I think, in the music field. But where if you're an actor in front of a camera, I mean, you have to look young.
Yeah, now you just do voice acting, though, right?
And we talked about this, like how that Leo DiCaprio is almost 50, and I mean, he's got the little crow's feet and stuff next to his eyes, and he's aging gracefully, and it's like, okay, cool, way to go, Leo, keep it up, like don't, the fact that he was trying to play a 19-year-old in a, movie, but being almost 50, but that didn't, whole nother story, which we've discussed about, and I won't bore you to tears with that anymore.
We did.
So, okay.
There's only so much of that we you can get away with, but yes.
So, okay, you said you were getting together a list of summer blockbusters so we can get ready. So we talked about how Ghostbusters is coming out this Friday and will be out in the next week or so, which is early for March, because usually the blockbusters start coming out like around that first week of May. Right,
yeah. So this one is a little early for a blockbuster push, but yeah, I think they're getting ahead of a very thick schedule.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you got? What's coming up after Ghostbusters in March? What's coming up after that? Is there anything before May that's like something that's like, oh?
Okay, I do have a couple. They're kind of weird. Some of them are interesting taglines. Do you know they remade Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal?
And I heard that it was supposed to be that was going to be maybe delayed for some reason because it was.
I have a release in March.
I heard that it was supposed to be that it might be getting delayed because of the rights to the story. In the original, it was owned by Touchstone, and then it got sold off, and then they made the movie, but now there's something with the rights to it or something.
Well, that might be true.
Something's now like in quarter. So I heard that it was being remade and put out, and I mean, how do you beat the Patrick Swayze throat rip? I don't know.
I don't know either. Right, the whole jugular pull.
Seriously, the throat ripping. by Patrick Swayze.
Oh, I know.
Was classic.
Right?
I mean, it's almost up there with Get to the Choppa. I mean,
yes. And Sam Elliott was in that one too.
Sam Elliott, that's right.
Yeah, I can pull the stuff out.
Okay, so
and then I have Late Night with the Devil. I don't know if you've heard about this one. I think it's a streaming only release.
I haven't.
It is here we go. A live late night talk show in 1977 releases the devil. And I think it's one of those to get ratings kind of thing. 1977, the guy wants to, make a name for himself. So he has on some kid who believes he's possessed, but he is possessed. And the kid does get releases on live television. So it's a neat, interesting little concept. And of course, we mentioned it, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 comes out in March. April time frame. That's interesting one. You got Godzilla versus and Kong, the new Empire. It's this running thing.
I thought that was out already.
So there was one before that where they fought themselves.
That was one that came out last year that actually won Oscars, right? For like the special effects and stuff like that.
Whatever. I believe so. This one is a where they clash.
Continuation in the story?
Two Titans clash in an epic battle. I believe that I thought it was a team up thing where they were fighting something else like an alien Godzilla or Mecha Godzilla or whatever.
Superman versus Batman in the background.
Right.
Or fight with
something like that.
Godzilla and Kong. That'd be
right, I would think
DC's out of ideas, so they should maybe look into that.
Oh, so there was we'll get into that too because I do believe that there's something on the horizon that is taking place. Anyway, one of them is also now, which kind of hits close to home, Civil War, where basically it's a post-apocalyptic, it's a future dystopian kind of thing of America, where a group of journalists is trying to travel across the U.S. during this time frame, documenting whatever to get, and they're trying to get to the White House for some reason.
I saw a still from that, and I can't remember what it was, and I saw the title that it was Civil War, and I was like, oh, okay, but I didn't know anything about it, so okay.
Right. And then there's two on here that are just a little bizarre, and I have absolutely no idea. Hit Pig. It's an animated one. It is.
Oh, that's Eeyore's Revenge. That's where he takes the head out on Piglet.
No, that would be not Eeyore, but it would be Piglet, right? Piglet's Revenge.
Well, you said Hit Pig, right?
Hit Pig. Not Hit Pig, but the pig is a hitman.
Oh, Hit Pig.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A bounty hunter pig.
Maybe Eeyore gets like flipped around because he tries to take out Piglet and finds out that Piglet's a hit pig. And then Eeyore is screwed.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure this one out.
Okay.
But the tagline's a bounty hunting pig traversing the globe with a free-spirited elephant that he intended to capture. You want to guess who's in this one?
Will Ferrell.
Rainn Wilson and RuPaul. Are the two main characters.
Rainn Wilson and RuPaul.
And they're the voice actings in this.
Okay.
And I do believe it's
so it's animated. It is animated.
It is animated, but I do not believe it's kid-friendly with the theme being
so it's kind of like Sausage Party or whatever?
It might be, I believe.
An adult animated film?
Yeah, it was animated, but no, don't take your kids to that one. Same as what South Park would have been when we were in that theater and we saw this.
Did we tell that story?
No.
Okay, so years ago, we got to tell this real quick.
Right.
So years ago when South Park the movie came out in theaters, Dave and I went and saw it. I went to a midnight showing the night before on like Thursday night and saw a midnight screening of it.
Right. And I took off work the next day.
It was so funny. And so then, so Dave took a long lunch from work.
It was a super
the
long
next day.
Lunch.
And we went to the noon showing and we walk in and we get our tickets and we go in and there's a woman right in front of us who has her two kids with her.
11 and 12-year-old kids.
Oh my God, these kids were,
and
like
now,
10, 11, somewhere in that range.
I knew what South Park was. I didn't, and I knew that they weren't going to hold anything back, but
I had already seen it.
Seen the show, so he knew what was coming.
And this mom, she goes, oh yeah, we need 3 for South Park. And the ticket person just sells them their 3 tickets. And they go in and I look at Dave like, are you fucking kidding me? Because she has no idea what she's taking her kids into.
At least 3 rows behind them.
We were 3 rows behind them.
It was awkward being in there.
And I had already seen some of that. And it was awkward. Exactly.
The songs were just fucking face. Well, the first one is that one. That's the first one that came out. And I was like, oh my God. And I was just staring at these kids and the mom didn't jump up and take those kids out. They still happen. So
she stuck it out through the whole movie, even through like Satan's, all that.
Yes. And Saddam Hussein in that one. And not that we're spoiling anything, but oh my God.
The movie's been out for 15 years or
R-rated
longer.
Freaking
20
movie,
years.
Right?
Yeah, but this woman It was R.
It was R.
It was R and a
Even
hard
for
R.
Then it was R. And I was just like, gotta be kidding me. But
I had already seen. I was shocked that this mom was bringing these 2 kids to see South Park the movie opening day.
I was uncomfortable the whole
noon
time.
Show.
I was just looking at it going, Jesus.
Dave and I just kept looking at each other. And I'm like, oh
that
my God,
is tough
just
to
look away.
Stomach
just
with
look
all
away.
that stuff,
I can't.
Man.
Yeah.
And then and then this last one that I have, which is just so bizarre, Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story. Do you want the tagline?
Sure.
1963 story of the origins of the Pop-Tart as Post and Kellogg's race to produce.
Okay, so because Flaming Hot came out last year about the Flaming Hot Cheetos, so are we just now going to make movies about food and
Nike,
food?
Right, did the Jordans. And then,
which actually was funny.
Right.
Like, did you see it?
No.
Oh, okay. Jason Bateman was great in that. I mean, it was actually, yeah, it was
I can see that, but a whole story about a pair of shoes, I don't know. I mean, just getting the shoes.
It's more than just.
I understand that. It's a marketing story,
and
right?
It was before Jordan became Jordan, and it was him not yet being Michael Jordan, and then what they did with the whole shoe industry and sports with the. It was really good. You should check it out.
Okay.
I enjoyed Air.
Is that more homework?
And that was Ben Affleck, I think, directed it too.
Subtitles? Any subtitles in that?
No, there's no
reading?
subtitles.
I may watch it.
Yes. Okay. Wait, what was the last movie that you just mentioned?
That was Pop-Tarts.
Oh, the Pop-Tarts one. Yeah, so we're just going to make movies about food?
Yes, it seems like we're just going to do origin stories for everything.
Can we get a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup one and have Will Arnett do like
the Reese's commercial thing, the backstory, narration?
Or have him narrate
just
the whole
narration.
Thing. Exactly.
Why not?
Kind of like how Liv Schreiber does the NFL films.
Yes.
Or the Hard Knocks stuff on HBO.
Yeah. That'll be perfect. Yes.
Well,
exactly just like that.
Because Will Arnett's already the voice of Reese's, so why not
that's what we associate
the Reese's
with
Peanut Butter Cup story, how Reese's almost never got made.
Reese's, yes.
After failed attempt after failed attempt to get the peanut butter inside the chocolate.
A peanut butter story.
A peanut butter story. A love story about peanut butter.
Wait, you got my peanut. You got peanut butter in my chocolate.
You got chocolate in my peanut butter.
Two great tastes. They taste great together. Good God. I swear our childhood was just television.
I know. It was just like drilled in. But we saw this every commercial like during like Good Times.
That's why I've memorized so many damn ass commercials.
Gilligan's Island and
theme songs. Exactly.
Yeah.
I believe that the new genre that's replacing the superhero genre of movies happens to be now video game movies.
And video game movies have always had this history of failing.
Exactly. Look at Mortal Kombat. How many times are they going to do Mortal Kombat before they realize they can't do Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
So, but again, guess what's coming out this summer?
What?
Another Mortal Kombat.
Another Mortal Kombat movie, right?
Two. Because they did one and that just went by the radar. Like no one gave a rat's ass about it. But yeah, let's do another one, right? So let's write off on that one.
The Mario movie did like $380 million last year, $400 million.
But now they believe they can just keep doing it because look at what video game movies Fallout was the Prime. Is Prime doing Fallout?
I don't remember what's the one that was on HBO with
Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us, which I didn't play the video game because it was a PlayStation.
I didn't either,
exclusive.
But the story was great. And in live action, I liked it.
I liked it. I didn't love it. Right. I'll definitely watch season 2.
Yes, because you got to know what happens.
No, I mean we kind of. I guess whatever.
Well,
I'll watch it because I do like Pascal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pedro
Pascal, right? And what else is he going to do after Mandalorian anyway? So
I think is
there one more season of Mandalorian?
He's lined up with a lot.
Did you see that new Disney show coming out? The new Star Wars
Accolade.
Yeah, I just got the email about that today. That looks actually maybe slightly entertaining.
Really?
I was slightly interested.
You're tied into that then.
Did you watch last week? No, go ahead.
You watched Mandalorian? Did you watch those?
Oh yeah.
What about the next one?
The last season of Mandalorian I was not into. Now, Ahsoka, I just started last weekend. I started the first episode, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like,
that one didn't tie me in. I got halfway.
So that's how I was with Andor.
Tied in.
I started Andor, and I was just like, I got an episode, and I'm like, I'm just bored to death.
That one is like there's. Yeah, you almost want that to kind of get going, and it never does.
And it never did. Oh, because I didn't. I stopped after one episode.
You might.
So, but Ahsoka, that started, and I was like, okay, cool. I mean, I like Rosario Dawson.
Yes,
this is cool. I can do this. So I've watched the first episode. And I'm going to keep watching. But yeah, the last season of Mandalorian, I stopped like halfway through, and then was like realized maybe a month later, I'm like, oh, I didn't go back and finish Mandalorian.
That's how I am with
3.
Ahsoka. So
really?
Understand that? Yeah. Yeah, there was no real desire to finish it if I didn't really have a tie into it. And it kind of gets a little, are we going to get to something? Like it kind of just keeps kind of stringing you. And then it's like,
okay, don't spoil it for me.
I'm not. But you get to that realization yourself.
Else for everyone else.
Right, but
don't
not
spoil
that
for me. Exactly. I'll spoil Killers of the Flower Moon out the fucking ass.
Hey, that was the service. That wasn't to spoil it. That was a service.
Yeah.
But okay, so where were we then? So that's all I had for that. It seems like that's going to be the replacement. Is now everybody's going to be doing video game movies instead of
in the past like
superhero movies where everything superhero was superhero, but now it's.
I just think people are tired of the whole superhero thing.
That's why there's always a switch in genres, right? I mean, you had Marvel's in their
sixth what do they call them?
Phases.
6 phase.
They're on phase 4 going into 5.
Oh, is it just 4? And okay, I thought it was.
They're going into 5 this summer, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
Like, what do you?
I don't even know which one they're. I don't know what's coming out.
I don't either.
Marvel-ish, except
the
Deadpool,
last couple,
Wolverine.
And does that even really count? I mean, yes, it's a Marvel movie technically, but like,
it's more Sony owned at that point. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I mean, and then the Spider-Man universe ones are coming out too.
Yeah. But, I mean, with Deadpool, I mean, the first 2, we know what we're going to get.
Oh yeah,
it's going to be the crude humor, and
it kind of seems like it's the same jokes though. Like if we can kind of create a whole, let's move on.
Well, and even Ryan Reynolds' delivery and the way he talks now in all of his movies, he's just like that kind of same.
Don't be bad mouthing Ryan Reynolds.
I like Ryan Reynolds. I love Welcome to Wrexham. Have you watched Welcome to Wrexham?
No.
It's on Hulu. Do you have Hulu?
No, I don't have Hulu.
Okay, it's on FX.
I don't have FX.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have anything really good.
Seriously,
except Netflix.
I'm going to have to password share with you or something.
Don't say that out loud.
Please.
They're listening.
Whatever. I'm paying for your service. But Welcome to Wrexham, is really good. I'm not the biggest what's his name, McElhaney fan.
Okay,
because I've never watched Sunny in Philadelphia, even though I've heard it's great. But it's now been on for 20,000 seasons, and there's no way I could catch up on that.
I think that's something you could pick up at a beginning of a season and not have to.
Does it even have to be beginning of season, or is it episode to episode?
Now that I don't know either.
Do they do an arc?
Carry anything over? It's not like How I Met Your Mother or anything. So I think you're probably right. It's not like you need to know the entire storyline to get to where you are now. Right.
It's just based in a bar in Philadelphia or something.
Yeah,
right?
I believe it is.
Anyway, so the McElhaney, I've never been a huge fan of his, but do like Ryan Reynolds. Do love Welcome to Wrexham. Ready for season 3. The Wrexham football season should almost be over too.
Okay.
Anyway, to shift gears.
Right.
So a couple months ago, I was driving to work and I saw the sign on the side of the road, and the word on the sign is the word. I know what it means, but I'm looking at it going, it just looks weird. The word, it works for what it is, but it just looks weird. And the word is annex.
Okay.
ANNEX.
Right.
Like the sign that I saw says, "Oh, go around the annex," or something, or to the annex, or what. And I was like, annex, ANNEX. It just looks
doesn't look
like
real.
It looks like a weird word. It looks like it's like a fake medication name or something on a Saturday Night Live commercial. Or
should be an acronym
annex.
of something.
It's great. It'll take care of all your problems. Side effects include
yes.
Annex.
Of course.
So the word annex.
Right.
If you look at it, write it out. It just looks like a weird word.
Right.
So are there any words that you've got that like that you've
I had thought about this, and there are. I have a handful.
Okay.
Receipt.
Oh, receipt, definitely. Receipt's always been a weird word.
Have you ever really spelled it correctly off the top of your head real quick without actually writing it down?
Well, I'm sure literary majors
P in it we don't pronounce.
But the rest of us idiots.
And I before C scenario, except for this one. So there's a whole lot of rules that this one breaks that is not English related that totally suck.
Yeah.
With that one.
Okay, so I've got another one.
Go ahead.
And this is like a common word. And but when I look at it, it just looks weird to me, and it's edit. Like with a capital E, a little d, an I-T. Edit. The word edit. It just looks weird to me. It's just the way that capital E butts up against that lowercase d, and it just looks like I'm not high right now, people. I'm not.
We didn't have a chance to get high yet.
Exactly. No. Look, okay, wait. It's right here on the screen. See it?
Yeah.
It just looks weird.
Edit, copy, paste. It's all a thing. So I always see edit in mine work. So edit is, I don't even think about it. But
it's the big E and the little.
Seems a little weird.
It seems weird. Okay, anyway. So
you got that. I do. And it's coagulated.
Oh, quite. Oh, absolutely.
Like when you look at it, is it really pronounced that way? Like if you were learning English, is coagulated. Are you ever going to pronounce that one correct? COA. I mean, that's coal.
Right.
Right. COAL is coagulated.
When I think coagulated, I think congealed.
Yeah, but it's almost weird that
that's kind of
the way it's spelled
coagulated.
There's no way you would get it correct looking at it and then trying to pronounce it the way we're supposed to phonetically pronounce stuff.
Right,
how would you even know to pause after
like
coagulated?
Coagulated.
I have it spelled if you want it spelled, but
sure, spell it.
Coagulated. Coagulated.
Coagulated. Edit. I'm telling you, the
there
big
it is.
E and the little D.
It's the whole ED thing. Jeez, anything past present is going to be an issue for you. Do you have another one? I have a couple.
No, just edit and annex were the two right now that just really irk me. Those two words just irk the shit out of me right now. I couldn't even do that with a straight face.
That's good. Couldn't even get it out. Leader.
Leader.
How would you spell that if you were just thinking it was liter?
Liter or liter?
Liter.
Liter,
like a measurement of liquid.
L-E.
There you go.
I know,
see?
you've already
liter. It's already screwed up, and it's Liter. But if you think about it, liter. It's like that makes no sense whatsoever, and it's not following rules. And everything about English should be, I don't know, in Spanish, phonetically sounding. That's what you get. If you see a Spanish word, you're pronouncing casa. It's every letter in it. It's not like anything missing. 2 L's is a Y. You get those scenarios where there are rules, but they follow the freaking rules for every word. It's not like let's pick and choose which ones we're using. And I have one more. Do you have one? Nice. And I'll give you the definition. Nice. You want the definition?
Okay.
Because that's going to change the way you spell it. A type of metamorphic rock.
Nice.
I think that's how I read it. That's how to pronounce it.
Okay.
You want the spelling?
All right. And now on to the algebra portion of the show.
2x squared plus GNEISS. And you'd think it was like Gneiss.
You're right. You think it's Gneiss.
It's nice. It's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
And then how would you even get that? Like if I use that in a sentence as context, you would think I was talking about a very cute rock.
A very cute rock.
It's a nice rock.
It's a nice rock. Oh, okay.
It's a very nice rock.
See what you did there.
Yeah, there you go.
That's fun.
So that's all I got. And I probably could have, filtered through a dictionary if I had enough time. But I swear, the English language just sucks. I watched a video which got me ready for this. Is Gallagher was talking about how the words like dumb and numb and boom and bomb and all this other stuff and how we
there's so much shit in the English language that makes
throw
no
things
sense
around.
How it go was it pronounced one way this way, but then if you
put another letter in front of it, it's a completely different word. Yeah. And then even we've got to keep track of that because we have to memorize it all as kids. Or else, we look stupid because we don't get it right.
Seriously, we all should have just learned Spanish from the beginning.
Follow the damn rules in English, for goodness sake. And I know some of them were
just
based
follow
on
the rules in life, for goodness sake.
True. Well, there's another one.
Throw me back to the start of this episode.
Oh, geez, yes. Let's just follow the law.
Yes, let's
letter of the law.
Reason.
Well, that's also consideration stuff that needs to be handled, and we see that in driving. We see that when we're in stores that.
And I think I've officially pissed off all the BMW drivers out there.
Right? Are you getting any comments on that one?
I don't know if I'm getting comments, but I've noticed it on the road. So they've all been listening.
They've all listening, and they know
out
your
of all
car.
6 of our listeners. The word got out to the BMW drivers.
Well, if you didn't have our bumper sticker, burnanddave.com on your bumper, that maybe they wouldn't know who you were. But as soon as you start advertising,
bleep me. Oh, okay.
yes, that's it. How's my driving? I don't care.
I saw a bumper sticker the other day. I swear to God, I know this is getting because I couldn't.
It's getting into it knee deep here.
It literally said, one sticker said, "I eat ass."
Oh.
And I'm like, okay. And then the other sticker on the other side of the bumper was, "Who ate all the pussy?"
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, what?
Explain that to your kids.
Right. Like, okay, kids, I eat ass. Do you see that one? That's a funny one.
Oh, hey, who ate all the pussy? That side.
I don't know. That's so
wow.
Thanks, people. Thanks.
Yeah, there we go. Well, it's a sex ed class on the road.
I mean, this is our key demographic we're talking to are those people. But I mean,
yes.
Those ass eaters out
ass
there.
eating and yes.
Oh, it's good to be back. I'm starting to feel normal again, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Lost the Barry White voice. Sorry, Daisha. My friend Daisha, she chimed in. She goes, I love the Barry White
there
voice.
There it is. Well, everyone liked the deeper voice. So.
I think my wife liked it too. She's like, oh, that's sexy. Can you? I'm like,
she just keeps playing that on repeat.
Yeah, exactly. She just plays that one part
over and over again.
You know. All right, so I guess till next week.
I'll have some more movies that are coming out next month.
I'll see if I can dead or alive some more people, and
perfect
or not. And we'll see if we can come up with a script for Eeyore's Revenge.
Right.
Hopefully, he doesn't get killed by Hit Pig.
It's Hit Pig.
Hit Pig.
I always saw some.
Is there a theme song to that?
I can tell you right now.
Be a theme song for Hit Pig.
I'll set up a list. Also, it won't be blockbusters, but movies that you wouldn't even think are coming out, and you get to pick. I'll create one, and I'll have two that are going to be released, and you see if you pick the right one.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
That sounds great.
Because some of these are so. There was a list, and that list in IMDb, I am telling you right now, I only picked the ones that sounded like they were going to be blockbusters, just because. Like, come on, I mean, we know that Ghostbusters is coming out, but you know.
Okay, well, that sounds great. I'm looking forward to doing that.
So there we go.
Okay, that sounds like a
pick
plan.
And choose, because this is going to be fun.
Good. All right, I'll talk to you next week.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Pern and Dave, Let's Talk is brought to you by, Pern and Dave and Stan Mikita's Donuts.
Come grab a cruller and coffee, eh?
And the good people at Aperture Science.
We do what we must because we can.
Till next time.